Hello friends, welcome to my channel. It's Sean from SeanKBeauty, and today we are going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to talk to you about skin prepping underneath your makeup, why it's important to have really good products underneath your makeup so that not only it helps with helping your makeup to look better, last longer, but how important it is to maintain your skin even when wearing makeup. A lot of you have shared with me, like, why is the texture of beauty influencers' skin changing when they've been doing all these makeup routines? It looks like it's flaring up or it's getting worse. A lot of that too is contributed to, are you disinfecting your makeup with isopropyl alcohol? I travel with isopropyl alcohol and I'll show you, in this little Mario Badescu bottle. It's a really great spray bottle. I've got my, and of course, if you're new to my channel, I'm a microbiologist and biochemist. And the one thing about bacteria, they love to live in products like this or in your brushes. So when you're done, just like a makeup artist should do, isopropyl alcohol, 70%, spritz it lightly, let it sit for a few seconds to dry, and then you close up your makeup. And you want to do that after every single time you use it, because you don't want bacteria, because of the cross contamination from face to makeup, sitting and manifesting in your makeup. So that's the first key. You want to do that with your lipstick, your eyeshadows, your powder, all of that. Now I'm getting ready for work. The job that I do is, it does call for a full face of makeup all the time. And I'll talk to you guys about my job later on, but it's a really glam world. And so we have to wear a lot of makeup. However, it is important that we put good products on our skin under our makeup. And I think that's where a lot of people fall off. They just feel like, oh, I'm just putting on a primer and I'll put on my makeup and I can throw on some Vaseline and I'm good. Vaseline is an occlusive, okay? Some people are using Vaseline. If your skin is super dry, you don't want to use Vaseline. A lot of my coworkers have been asking me, what do you do to help your skin to look flawless under your makeup? So I'm just going to walk through that, because I do want my subscribers to be very well versed on how to do things and knowing the things that you're using on your face so that you can get optimal results from the technique as well as the products that you're using. So that's what this video is for. So let's take a deep dive into this. I have a fresh face. I just washed my face with the Estee Lauder Super Pomegranate Nutritious face wash. That is one of my favorites. I also did an exfoliant yesterday. However, in winter months, you don't want to exfoliate a lot unless you're using a very mild exfoliant. So I'm trying not to do that too frequently in the cold air here in Cleveland. However, the humidity here is 59%. So not like Philly, where I had to use a lot of hydrating products because it was only 24% humidity in Philly. Here, if 59% is pretty good. And I love to find out what the percentage humidity is in each city that I'm in, because that helps me to tailor my products on my skin to what I need to do based off of that environment, if that makes sense. So if you're in a really humid area, you want to use a lot of hyaluronic acid, because hyaluronic acid is pulling moisture from the atmosphere and locking that into your skin. However, if you're in a super duper dry environment, if you're going to use hyaluronic acid, you're going to have some secondary spray or conduit that's really going to help you have that moisture locked in. Or some people use an occlusive like a Vaseline, that if your body starts to produce oil, the occlusive would actually lock that in and you don't lose it to the atmosphere, okay? So that's the science behind that in its easiest form. So let's go right into this. The first thing that I love to do, and you don't have to use the products that I'm using, I love to go in with my Mario Badescu. This is the lavender spray. I also use the rose water and the cucumber. So I'm just going to spritz my face really, really well. And I let that sit for a little bit. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to use is my Jouer, and this is the lip mask. I love to have a balm of sorts on my lips while I'm doing my skincare. And I got sent this in PR. It is actually the, sorry, wrong one. I got the hyaluronic acid from Good Molecules. Now, I would say hyaluronic acid is really down the ingredient list. So I don't know how much of the benefits you're getting, but I have been enjoying this product. As you can tell, it's almost done. So thank you, Serene, for sending this to me from Beautylish. I have been enjoying this, and a few of you said you really do love the Good Molecules. And I just dropped this onto my skin and I work this in. And I know my skin prep might seem really extreme, but it works, guys. And that's really what I want you guys to start doing, is really paying attention to prepping your skin. And I'm sorry the lighting is not the best. I'm using the lights that's actually in the hotel, as well as I'm sitting in front of a big window here, but it's overcast outside. So now that I have that on, I'm going to spray with my lavender spray. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is I go in with another serum. Now you don't have to do this, but this is the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair Serum. This also has hyaluronic acid. It does really lock in moisture, repair my skin, and really gives me benefits. So I do enjoy this. So going in again with more spray. And again, this is, it seems like a lot, but you guys have been asking, and so have my coworkers, like, what am I doing to really keep my skin really nice under my makeup? And it does take a lot of prep. So that's my serums. The next thing I do is I will either go into my pomegranate eye jelly, or I will use the Clinique Moisture Surge under my eye. And this is the eye cream, just to bring me some extra hydration. All right, the next thing I'm going to go into is moisturizer. Moisturizer that I love to use is the Estee Lauder Super Pomegranate Nutritious Moisturizer. This gives my skin a radiance, and I feel like every time I use this, everybody's asking me, what are you using on your skin? Because sometimes I use the Revitalizing Supreme, but I get more compliments with using this under my makeup. I like to go up with circular motion so I can defy gravity. There we go. And then the next step is to spray again. So I will go back in and spray. This spray is about $7 from Ulta. So people would use this either to set their makeup or in their skin prep, help to tone the skin as well. So that's what I do. All right, now I'm ready to go into makeup. Now, since I've been here, I have not been using a primer. I have been literally just going straight into the Clinique Even Better Refresh Foundation, which I absolutely love. So I'm gonna bring you guys in closer as I start prepping and putting on my makeup. It's super duper dark in here, guys. Super dark. Lighting's not the best. I do love this. It does look very much skin-like. Let me bring the camera down a little bit, bringing you guys, trying to bring you guys close enough so that you can see. So I have my little mirror here. When I was a senior beauty consultant with Mary Kay part-time. So I still have this mirror. Mary Kay has good products. There's nothing bad I can say about them. It's just, I just didn't have the time to do all the stuff that they required, but a very great company, very good products. This looks very, very skin-like, and that's how I love to have my foundation. And you see that the products that I use are really helping my skin, right? And that's all I'm going to do, just really making this look as skin-like as possible, looking in my little trusty mirror here. All right, now we want to go into our eyes, our brows. So prepping my brows, I'm just going to use this spoolie here, clean up my brows, and in between, until I get back to the hotel room, either you could have a cup of water sitting and putting your brushes straight into the water so you have to wash them when you get back to the hotel room, or you spray them with isopropyl alcohol. You're making sure to kill any bacteria from possibly growing in your brushes because you sprayed them with isopropyl alcohol. Remember, bacteria loves warm, moist, dark areas. So we want to kill them before they even have time to multiply in your brushes. Just in case you forget to wash your brushes frequently, the isopropyl alcohol is still protecting you. So I'm going to go into the Jet Set palette here. I'm going to go into this black shade. It's called Black Card. And I'm just going to really draw my, there you go, a wing that goes outward towards my ear, giving me more real estate. When you have hooded lids, that's what you want to do. So you want to wing that out. I don't start all the way under my brows. I kind of come middle and then whisk it out. So we're going to do that here as well. And we're going to whisk that out. And all I'm doing is filling in any sparse areas, turning my head to be sure that I'm seeing what I'm doing. And then I lighten up my brows with the Dior Brow Show. So that's going to be my next step here as well. And so one of the things we want to do is I'm going to go in with the shade Fawn. I just put a little bit under my eyes, going around my mouth. And I'm just taking my foundation brush and I'm going to blend this out around the mouth. And making sure you're blending that right into the face so there's no lines of delineation. It still looks like one cohesive piece. Remember, putting on makeup is like telling a story. It's what is the message you're trying to convey. I love myself. I took time today to love on myself and to care about myself. Okay? So I'm just taking this right underneath my brows, and I'm going to use a little bit of that Fawn to clean up under my brows as well. There we go. Then we want to go back into the shade Fawn. Again, I love to prep my skin with the foundation side of your skin is the most important. All right, so now I'm going to go in with the shade Fawn again, and I'm just going to grab a little bit on the back of my hand, and I'm going to clean up my brows. So cleaning up my brows is a simple technique of me just whisking this from the very front all the way under. Okay guys, we're going in with the Dior Brow Show, and this is to brighten up my brows just because I have light hair, and brightening up my brows is just going to look much better than having a black. Now, of course, you can do this with a nice brown shadow if you want, or even with a pencil. I find it easier for me to use a shadow again. I mentioned that in a previous video, because when I use a shadow, I can actually have a seamless application on top of foundation, because I put foundation on first, even around my eye area. So the shadow just works better for me other than a pencil. Pencil probably would just slide around. I'm going to go in with my setting powder. This is the banana powder from Fenty. Absolutely love this powder. Not too yellow like the Sacha Buttercup, but still gets the job done. And in a previous video, you all know that I mentioned not going directly under the eye with this product because it'll cause cracking. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave a little bit of this right underneath, just tapping that on right underneath. But a little bit goes a long way, so you can be very confident with this product. Moving on to a little bit more on this side. All right, guys, had to put on some jazz, sorry. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of my Fenty, and I'm just going to dab that right on top of the eyelids just to prepare my, I know this seems counterintuitive because people would use primer, and that is good as well. Sometimes I use primer, especially when I want to do a cut crease. Dapping off the excess here, and then putting this in here, tapping that on. And I'm moving fairly quickly because I really got to get to work. But it's still going to look beautiful. All right. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going under with my MAC Skin Finish. whisking that and tapping off the excess, pressing that under the eye. And that's it. Don't do too much powder. And that's it for me. All right, guys, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with an oldie but a goodie, and this is the Orange You Glad palette. You guys know I had this for a very long time. One of my favorite colors is the You Peel Me shade, which is this one. It is well loved. It is a well loved palette. And I'm just going to use this right on top of my lids here, just tapping that on. Such a beautiful shade. Look at that. Christina, if you're on here, you know that this was a tutorial that she wanted me to do using this color from a video that I did, 10 dangerous ingredients in your makeup. And she wanted me to redo the look that I had in that video. And this was the color that I used. It was You Peel Me. And I did do that video actually. This is when you just want something seamless. You don't have enough time to do a lot of stuff, but it's still going to give you that beautiful finish and a beautiful wash of color. Taking that outwards toward the ear, because again, hooded lids means whisking away from so that you look like you have more real estate. Use a clean brush. I have a lot of these, and we just want to blend this out seamlessly so that we don't have any issues here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess palette. I do love this palette a lot. And I'm going to go into this brown shade with a very light hand to give me a little bit of depth on the outskirts right here. Bringing that in just a little bit. Not much. Light hand, guys. But it looks so pretty. It does add so much depth. So you see that over this one, right? And I'm just going to wipe that off a little bit. I have not put on a face powder or anything yet. I've just been working on my face because you want to give your makeup time to set. I'm going to go in with a beautiful blue shade. This is Newsflash. I think it's called Newsflash. So I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. pencil brush into this blue shade. And I'm going to take this into my waterline. So no, I'm not using black. I'm actually using blue as my eyeliner. Whisking that a little bit into that orange shade at the very, letting that meet the lid and just kind of bringing that in. And you won't see that too much just because I will be putting on falsies. The Sumptuous Mascara by Estee Lauder. I'm just going to use this to prep my lashes and to use it on my bottom lash line. I'm going to take a small tapered brush that's clean and go right into that inner tear duct, just lightly highlighting the inner tear duct. Going back into my MAC Skin finish, and I'm just going to dust this all over my face. All right, guys, the next thing I'm going to go in is with my favorite. This is the Mocha Mami by Fenty. Again, I'm hitting pan, but until it's done, I'm not going to get another one. But it is well loved. Going back in with this fluffy brush, starting with my forehead. As you all know, that's where I love to start. But you go with what's comfortable for you. But if you're a beginner, I would suggest going with the top of the head. Right, just adding a little bit of warmth. That's what bronzer does. Lightly contours, taking that down the temple of my head towards my hairline, bringing that down and also underneath my jawline, because the jawbone you want for your blush. It's so funny because I'm trying to use this camera, this mirror, and this camera so that I'm looking at you as well while I'm doing this video. Now what we want to do, ladies, is we want to contour our nose. So we're just going to take a little bit of Mocha Mami, and I'm just going to take this right down my nose here, just to give me a subtle look. You don't have to use a lot of this. I'm just going to use my big fluffy brush just to kind of blend everything together because we don't want to see those lines, right? So the next step is highlighter, and I'm going in with my Mirage. Just a natural glow. Look at that. Just a natural glow. And I use very little of this. And as you guys can see, when you use really great products, you almost have a natural highlight. So my face looks like it's highlighted, but it's not. And I remember in a video that I did when I was talking about the Jacqueline lipstick fiasco, everybody kept asking me, like, what, I have this natural glow, and it really is from the skincare. This, I'm not sponsored by Estee Lauder, but you know, I really do get the benefits from using their products, especially the Super Pomegranate Radiant line. And that's what I was using in that video, and my skin just looked like it was glowing everywhere. So you wanna go on the sides. Look at that, oh my goodness. No blush on, just using highlighter. Just a beautiful glow from within. Again, because my skin is already naturally highlighted, I'm just following that. And I'm taking this up. And of course, this is from the products, guys. I also take, I'll show you guys, the Vital Proteins, collagen, and I do liquid B12 every single day. Do the liquid B12 every single day. All right, so now we're gonna go into blush, and I'm just going to use a little bit of blush. Guys, what I've really been enjoying as blush is Pinker and Supreme. These two pink shades at the top mixed together. So I just add a little bit of Pinker and Supreme. I dust off the excess, but it just, oh my goodness, it just gives me this beautiful wash of pink right here on my cheeks. It reminds me of the Dolce Vita from NARS. Only thing that's liquid and this one's more of a powder form. So hopefully you guys could see that. I'm just gonna do the same on the next side. What you do to one side, you wanna do to the other side, of course. And just take your time blending that in with the on your cheekbones. It's okay if it gets into the highlighter because you want everything to look seamless. All right, now ladies, what we're gonna go into is making this story come together. We've put the chapters in the book one page at a time. Now we're going to bring the hardcover to this story and bring all these chapters together to make our book. And we are going to literally bring this skin finish powder or our face powder in and just tap that all over the face, just to marry everything together so that it does not look like you did things separately, but one beautiful finish. And let's go into lip color. The lip color I'm using today, oh my gosh, guys, I've been enjoying this. This is the Estee Lauder Blase Bluff. I just got into these lipsticks. And you all know I love Inescapable, but this, look at this shade. Oh, it's just a beautiful nude color. No lip liner. I just want to give you guys the true color of the lipstick before going after a lip liner. Ooh, I'm gonna come in a little bit closer for you all. It's just a beautiful color. Now I'm going to go on top of that with my favorite lip gloss. This is Sweet Mouth by Fenty. Just taking this right into the middle and sitting that on my lips. Beautiful. Well, guys, I'm going to finish getting ready for work, taking my hair down and putting on my uniform. But Hopefully you all found this video helpful. I love you all so much. Just remember, skincare and skin prep under your makeup is vitally important to really having the skin look radiant and your makeup to sit on seamlessly and last a very long time. It's not just about primer, it's the products that we're using under the primer as well, if we're going to use primer. And it is about maintaining healthy skin even while wearing makeup. So hopefully you all found this helpful. I love you all so much. Leave your feedback down below. If you're new, please subscribe. Give me a chance to love on you and to really add value to you and your day. Be kind to yourself and to one another. And I'll see you in my next one. Ciao for now.